Hello and welcome to Ups and Bros, and this week on Beer Time Tuesday, just two things. We're going to be talking about the famous event now known as Péché, hosted by our good friend Noah from Beerism. I had the opportunity to stop by his place, with our fantastic good friend Nathan from Nathan Does Beer. But first, let's talk about this curious package that I just received. Boom, this package. We just got this at the HQ from the mail. Yes, total disclaimer, we didn't pay for it. We're not getting paid for that too at the same time. But yeah, we got this sweet little package from Goose Island. Goose Island Brewing Company, if you don't know, is a brewing company now owned by Labatt. If I'm not... AB. Let's just say AB. So Goose Island has been owned by AB for a while. They're still brewing in Chicago, but most of their beer that they're doing in Toronto is also... Majority of the beer they're distributing here in Canada is now brewed in Toronto. So this package, as you saw in the little B-roll intro that I just did, is to celebrate the 312 Wheat Ale Lunch, which is one of their flagship beers that they were very proud at the beginning when they started. I gotta say, one of my first beer I had from Goose Island was the IPA. Never really drank the other ones. I got the Wheat Ale when it first was available in Canada in kind of like a mixed pack with Goose Island beers. Since then, the only Goose Island beer I drank was the Bourbon County Stout. So it's not a beer that's year-round available, and it's not even available here in Canada. I think there's a few limited releases in Toronto, but it's just crazy how people are going over this beer. So as we do say on Ups and Bros, we don't cover or we don't review beers that are owned by bigger brewing companies. But what I want to point out and what I want to talk about with having this nice beer mail showing up is that I really enjoy, and me and Max really enjoy, receiving beers. It means something to us. It's always fun. It's not a way to pay us because, of course, I can't go back in the street and sell this for $3 a can. Like, it's not something that makes what we're doing livable option, or it's not paying rent for the HQ or whatever. So seriously, it's just a good way for us to point out the satisfaction that we have of what we do, and also to get recognized by brands by sending us some stuff. It's really very appreciated. But also, one other thing I wanted to point out is that we're not supporting bigger breweries, and you can see it easily. Like, they have much bigger tools, much better munition against smaller breweries, and the fact is right there. Like, look at the box. It's neat, it's beautiful, you have paper everywhere, a nice advertising concept around it, even a map to show where is the closest place you can buy this beer. So people working at Goose Island, good job, but yeah, we're from Ottawa, not Montreal. Sorry. With all that, I'm not gonna drink the beer on camera, not gonna do a review about it, not even gonna post it on the thumbnail. I'm gonna probably post a nice picture of the can just to kind of like showcase how good the marketing around this box is on Instagram. But I think it's just a cool, neat touch for me and Max that are both advertising geeks. Really love when we see some cooler stuff around that it's been showcased. So good job on this, Goose Island. I love that nice, neat touch. It looks very cool, very cool. Still not as good as the Adafu box. Like Adafu, you guys knocked it off. It was a very nice box. It's getting warm in here. So at that point, I'm pretty sure you guys already heard about it. Péché Mortel, it's a classic beer made by Dieu du Ciel. It's available during winter time here in Quebec, but I was able to find some of those beers as far as California, and I heard that this beer is pretty much widely available. It's also quite a legendary beer. So last Saturday with Nathan, we drove down to Montreal to meet up with Beerism. If you know him, great blogger. He posts very good reviews on different beers from the Quebec region, but also from Ontario. So you need to go check him out. He has a fantastic cellar. Like, this guy has a lot of good connections and he's able to review some awesome beers. And seriously, his knowledge is beyond what I have in tasting beer. So it's very good inspiration to sit down with him and go through 18 different variations of Péché Mortel. Yes, you heard me. 18 different variations of Péché Mortel. Totally crazy. We split that up for, we were 6 guys, plenty of food on the table, spent roughly 8 hours drinking all those 18 variations, going from the classic ones over 4 different years, skipping to some special editions with different coffees, then jumping into the fruited ones, which included the peach, raspberry, and raspberry and bourbon barrel aged one, which was quite interesting. Don't drink the peach one. It's don't drink the peach one. And then to kind of like spice it up perfectly, we ended this nice tasting on the bourbon variations. We had on the table 7 different bourbon variations of the Péché Mortel. I was blown away. It's literally a fantastic experience. If you guys happen to have some sort of vertical at home available, let's say from 3 years of the same beer, sitting down, sharing it with some friends, it's a very nice experience. You can see how the beer kind of like developed itself, where it kind of like fell apart, where it picked up some nice aromas, where it kind of like rounded up. It's a very cool experience for someone that's very into beer and you'd like to kind of like sharpen those tasting skills. I recommend it to everyone. With all that, it's Péché Day coming up on March 23rd. So if you guys want to grab a case of those fantastic beers, it's the perfect time to do it. So it's going to be released pretty much around everywhere around Quebec. You'll find those special 4-packs. The flavors or the variations in there haven't been announced yet. Pretty sure there's going to be a fruited one and a barrel-aged one. We're not sure what kind of beer will be. Well, not the kind of beer, but what kind is going to pull out. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a kick-ass one. So stay tuned. March 23rd, Dieu du Ciel. The Péché Day or Péché Day is coming up. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great, great, great day for imperial stout lovers with coffee. Yeah. I don't know how we did that. Like, literally, how can we sleep through after that? Like, I'm still very tired. So I know this one was filled of rambling, of weird stories, and me being blushed about receiving a beer package. But I want to end this on a nice note with shouting out to an Instagram account, which is something I want to start doing a little bit more on the Beer Time Tuesday. We just went over the International Women's Day, and I want to shout out to a woman this week. So a fantastic lady whose account has been probably one of my favorites on Instagram. So Tara T, right here, you can see her name. Go check out her account. It's sweet, nice account. She has a nice aesthetic in the pictures she takes. She visits a lot of breweries. She's from Arizona, I think now. That's where she stays. So it's not a market that I know well in beer, so it's fun to see what she's putting out. So keep up the good work. I really admire your photography on Instagram. So that's it for me this week. I'll see you guys in the next video. And yes, don't forget, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. It's just a nice way to be notified every single time a new one comes out. So yeah, cheers.